Cool, cool, cool. One sec, folks. We're going to be getting started in a few, maybe like 2 minutes. Cool. Did anybody have any issues logging into the webinar? Nope. All right. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, these webinars are going to be for those of you guys who are silver and up, right? And so we're going to do these weekly, obviously. And so people who are not at least silver level, they'll just have once a month webinar. Of course, we want them to upgrade, because they're missing out on so much information. It just, there's no reason for anybody not to be at least, at least, I'd say at least a platinum, minimum, because they're just missing out on a lot. How many people logged in? We got about 500 people in the room right now. People are still logging in, so we'll probably hit about 700 or so. We'll see. Okay. Two. All right. Oh, Monster, what's up, bro? You in the room? All right, all right. All right, Polo Barroso. Polo Barroso is in the house. Everybody, give Polo Barroso a hi. You guys know who Polo Barroso is? Yeah? Cool. This guy was on stage in Denver. How many of you guys were in Denver? Give me a quick eye. Yeah, in Denver. How many of you guys were actually in Denver? Yeah. Hey, Polo, can you talk for a minute, man? Can you talk, Polo? Just hit the up at the top. I know you're on vacation, and I just texted you. I'm like, hey man, can you get on? At the top of this webinar thingy here, Paulo, there should be like a microphone button. If you just hit that, and if you got a webcam, that'd be awesome too. I want to have a quick conversation with you, man.
Hey, Vic, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now. Yes, sir. Can you guys hear me too? Okay. I can hear you well, man. So I assume everybody else can hear you too. How are you, brother? Good haircut. I like your haircut.
Oh, you wasn't meant to see this, man. Sorry. I'm on holiday, so what the heck?
Where are you guys at right now?
Oh, we're in Orlando, just by International Drive, just by Disney, by all the parks, 5 minutes away from SeaWorld and stuff like that. The
Oh,
kids
okay,
are having,
okay, okay. Kids love
kids
it.
are
You,
having
you got
fun.
your kids with you too?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, yeah. The whole
You
family
guys
here.
actually went to theme parks?
Yeah, we hitting the parks tomorrow morning, so full blast for 7 days. They've got about 4 parks to go to, so that's gonna be fun.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, we did. Last time I was there with my kids, we did 4 parks in like 2 days. That was insane,
In
man.
2 days.
A
We've got
lot of
7 days,
walking.
so we got.
A lot of
No,
walking.
I'm ready.
Yeah, cool. So
So
you
what?
guys are you did you move already to the US, or you're just kind of hanging
Oh
out
no, no,
here?
just a little taste for them. I'm trying to convince the whole family to move over. So we starting with Orlando. We're gonna go Clearwater next week. Tampa area. I'm trying to convince them, see if they like the US, because that I want to move over here. But it's trying to convince the whole family to come over. That's the trick. So we started with Orlando, with the parks, Disney and all that, keep them happy, and then go over to Tampa, Clearwater. We got to go Cocoa Beach as well to see Todd's he's a Beamer as well, by the way, he's a Diamond. So I'm going to go and see him in Cocoa Beach in the next few days, this weekend, I think. So just trying to
Dude,
convince the whole family.
how does it feel to be able to just take your family and just say, hey man, let's just go to, Orlando, and then we're just gonna,
Vic,
whatever, go to.
it's wonderful, man. You know what? I've been promising my kids since my Keanu is 13, my boy, and I've been promising since he was like 4 or 5. One day, Daddy's got to take you to Disneyland and all that, and I couldn't do it. I can now, but it was one of my whys why I wanted to do this, man, just to look at my kids and say, right now we can go Disney World, we can do all these things, and we can travel to the US. we can do whatever we please now. It's wonderful, Vic, man, and I'm over the moon, and we're so happy now. And I can see they're so proud of their daddy. You know, they look at me like, I'm their little god now. They look at daddy so proud, and daddy this, my daddy that, and it's a great feeling, man. And having the approval of your wife as well, and yeah, it's great. I'm over the moon. I keep telling people this. I keep pinching myself every single day, and I count my blessings because it's like a dream come true. It's like I'm in a different reality now. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm on a different level now. It's like a dream lifestyle, and I can't believe this is happening. It's just unbelievable, and I love my life now, Vic, man. Seriously, and all thanks to you, man. I appreciate you a lot.
Yeah,
So
I
thank
wanna
you.
talk to you. That's why I texted you. You know, when I was like on the layover between airports, heading to New York, and you know, I wanted to get you on here because you're somebody who is fairly new to the game, right? You're somebody who's
Yeah.
just, you know, I mean, you just starting to experience what it's like to really succeed on a bigger scale. And we have a lot of people. How many of you guys are actually brand new here in the room? Give me a quick eye if you're brand new here. If this is like your first or second webinar or something like that. I know we have a lot of people that are new here, and so you know, it's one thing to when people hearing from Vic, you know, and of course I'm going to be the topic for tonight's webinar, guys. What I wanted to talk to you all about, right, is I wanted to talk to you about how do you succeed against all odds, all right? Because I think it's I think it's important, uh, first of all, I don't think you know, and we're gonna talk about that, right? So I got a few things I want to share with you folks that from my experience and some things that I found to be really, really useful that helped me, right? I'm going to share them with you folks. So if you are taking notes, might be a good idea. Of course, we'll record this as well, and it's going to be posted in your members area. But I think a good topic would be is, how do you succeed against all odds? And Paulo, your story, I know when I got started, man, when I got started online, and I started about 8 years ago. But see, my thing is, a lot of people look at Vic and they're like, well, man, you're somebody special, you're somebody whatever, right? And the reality is I'm not. When I remember when I got started, folks, I started and borrowed a ton of money, right? I borrowed $30,000 from a guy who took out a second mortgage against his house that was paid off, and he knew my parents, he knew me really well. We went to the same church and everything. So, but I was so fired up, uh, and um, and for those of you guys who don't know the full story of that, I'll just give you a quick gist of it. I got started all fired up and everything, like a lot of you guys right now. And can somebody saying they can't hear me? Can you guys hear me? Paulo, can you hear me? Okay, cool. But invested $20,000 in different campaigns, different marketing things, and joined business opportunity that was like $7,000 to get in, and just started to invest and just put money into different kind of spread my money into different directions. And in a matter of about between somewhere between 60 and 90 days, I realized that over 20,000 or about $20,000 of it was invested, and the return was exactly zero. And so and how do you handle that, right? How do you handle that? How do you go from being in that position to succeeding, right? And there are some things that I want to talk to you guys about from my perspective, and then I want to interview Paula. Paula, if you don't mind, man. I know we didn't talk before this webinar. This is the first time that I spoke with you since when is it? Since Denver, right? We didn't really talk
Yeah.
since Denver. So I wanted to get you on here because you're somebody who is fairly fresh to the game, right? And you might have a little bit of a different perspective. And then one thing that I want to do here for everybody for Big Idea Mastermind is that I do want to bring people who are just starting to succeed, right? And we have a lot of you guys, right? So um, I would like this to be so that we get different perspectives from somebody who's just maybe you guys just made your first 1,000 or 5,000 bucks, or your first 10,000 bucks, and we want to I want to interview you guys. So I'm pretty sure that people who are coming behind you and new members. They want to know what you guys are doing, right? They want to know how did you do that, and how did you overcome what you needed to overcome. And I think it's going to be it's going to be good when we have different perspectives coming from different directions, different backgrounds, and from different people. It will be useful for the community. It will be useful for the group, right? So one thing that I'm looking for, folks, those of you guys who are obviously on this webinar, we got over 540 people in the room right now. You guys need to do whatever you can, right? You need, and of course, we're going to be talking about different strategies and how you do that. But make yourself a commitment that you will strive to be the absolute best. All right, don't settle for second best. Don't settle for third best, right? And I said this before, but how do you succeed against all odds? Well, I think there are several different things, and I'll just give you guys ideas here, right? The very first thing that I want you guys to really remember is that it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter what your present condition is. I know some of you guys on this webinar, and some of you guys are in Big Idea and Empower Network, and you had to stretch yourself really, really thin to get in, right? I know that some of you guys had to overcome tremendous obstacles to be here, right? To get here. So, folks, I want to let you know, and just something that I want to instill in you is that doesn't matter. Your current situation has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with where you're going. Okay, your current present conditions they have no bearing on where you will be, right, in the future. So your future, you can always alter your future. Your past is irrelevant. All right, your past is irrelevant. If you did some things in the past or whatever, if you failed in the past, or if you were a drug addict, or if you were whoever you were in the past, right, that has absolutely nothing to do with your future. Okay, so let me mute out the chat here so we don't get distracted. But the cool thing is we can create our future starting today. It's the things that we do every single day is we can create our future. I was actually on the plane, flying over here to New York just a few hours ago, and I was reading a book. I can tell you here, forgot the name of it, but it's Napoleon Hill's the Golden Rules or something like that. Golden Rules by Napoleon Hill. I got my books on my iPad, so I got a bunch of them there. But Napoleon Hill's Golden Rules is the book's name, right? Really, really good book. I think we have it in the recommended reading for you guys as well. And he is saying something really, really interesting here that really, that got me thinking, and I knew this concept, but it got me thinking all over again. And here's what he says in the book, right? He says, your parents made you who you are, right? Your parents made you who you are physically, right? But you can make yourself what you will mentally, right? So when I read that, I had to read it like a few times and actually underline it, because I think it's so important. It's so true, man. Our we can be, a lot of us coming from different backgrounds, a lot of us coming from, we got different skin colors, whatever the case is, right? And our what's built into us from birth, our genes, right? Our physical stuff, we cannot change that, right? But where the results that we get in life and what we do with that, what we have, are, where we're going to be at, as far as how we structure our lifestyle, how we structure our life, how we live, right, is going to be totally up to us. All right, it's not going to be up to anybody. It's not going to be up to our parents. It's not going to be up to our our kids. Nobody, right? Not to up to our sponsors, not to up to our mentors or whatever, right? It's going to be up to us. All right. So principle number one, or the idea number one in how do you win against all odds, my friend, is that you decide. Hold on one sec here. I gotta get a charger here because my battery is about to die. The first idea I wanna share with you folks is that if you're going to win, all right, you gotta decide that you will win. Okay, decide that you will win no matter what. Okay, when I got started, 8 years ago, and when I've borrowed 30,000, invested 20 of it, had 10,000 left to pay for bills and food and things like that to feed my family. And of course, I quit my job. I retired my wife. That was me, right? So I just completely, totally, utterly burned all the bridges. There was no going back for me, and there was absolutely no plan B. There was no option, B or C or anything, right? There was only, the direction was only forward, right? We could not do. I mean, that was it, right, for me. And so I I just said, I don't know how I'm going to do it, right? Just like a lot of you guys right now, right? You don't know how it's going to happen. But I think the very thing, the very foundational thing, the very, your, the core of your success is going to be the decision, is deciding that you're going to win no matter what. A lot of people start in this industry and they just wing at it, they just wing it. They don't really, decide, they don't really commit to winning. They just say, well, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to, see. And you can't really blame them because that's how our, society conditions us, right? We get a job and, we don't really have to, there's a lot of times we don't have, these responsibilities. There is like, yeah, if you slack around just a little bit, that's fine. You still get your paycheck on Friday or whatever the case is, right? But when we go into a business for ourselves and and we are we become an entrepreneur, and the moment you decided to be your own boss, the moment you decided to to start your Empower Network business, the moment you decide to start your Big Idea Mastermind, the moment you decide that you're going to be working for yourself, it's very, very important for you to realize that you just became your CEO of your own corporation. Okay, so how would a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, how would they hold themselves, right? What kind of decisions would they make? How do they how would they conduct themselves as a person, right? So I think it's very, very important. And so you make a decision, right? You decide that you're going to succeed no matter what, my friend. Success is really, it's a decision, it's a choice. Success is a choice, and we hear it over and over and over again, but a lot of times when we hear it, it goes through our ears, it goes over our head, right, over our ears, and we don't really pay attention to it, right? But I want you to remember this, right? And I'm going to just remind you because I'm pretty sure that you know this already, right? Success is a decision. Success is a choice, okay? So if we decide that we're going to succeed no matter what, and there is no such thing as a failure, right? When I invested $20,000 and blew it, right? I did not make a single dollar. I don't know if you guys can actually put yourself in that situation, to where we got to the point to where literally did not have $1.19 to my name, and I remember that number, as it was yesterday, because you go to a Walmart, and where we lived, there was a Walmart like a few blocks away, and you go to Walmart to buy a loaf of bread. This was back about 8 years ago, and a loaf of bread, the one of those long French breads, it was $1.19. And I literally did not have $1.19 to my name. We did not have any credit cards, nothing. All right, and it got to the point to where, I mean, it was my my mother. It was one of our somebody's birthday, and she gave us like $50. She didn't know what to get us, and we did not tell them that we were struggling. We just kept it to ourselves, and I just said, I'm gonna figure this out. But being in that situation, folks, I never gave up hope. Some of you guys listening to my voice tonight, some of you guys watching this webinar tonight, you just have to hang on to that hope. You just have to hang on to that. You just have faith, right? Have faith that you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it through. So deciding that you're gonna win no matter what is conscious decision, right? Now that's not enough, right? If it was enough, if it was just making a decision, that was easy, right? I mean, everybody could probably win, but deciding is not really enough. Now once you decided you're gonna win no matter what is winning for you, right? So what is winning? I think you gotta have a crystal clear target that you want to hit. Okay, it's like playing a game with playing a basketball with with no hoops. If we don't have a crystal clear target, it's gonna be very, very difficult. I want to actually ask you guys a question here real quick. And let me open up the chat here for just a second. When you guys can type, I want to know how many of you guys we opened the 30 days to 10K program, and day one was all about getting clear, right? How many of you guys actually did that exercise? Give me a quick Y or I. Let me know if you guys did that exercise, and how many of you guys actually how many of you guys actually saw a huge shift in your thinking, and how you were, what you thought you wanted, and then, after doing that exercise, what was it different, or was it about the same? Well, give me some feedback, guys. I'm actually curious. But there was a reason. There was a reason that we did that, because I think, this is where everything starts, right? Is you make a decision. You made a decision when you are here. You made a decision, right? So I don't think we need to talk about that for too much, about making a decision. You guys made a decision. Now, thing number two, they don't have to be in order, but I think it's, these are like pillars of your successful business building, right? Pillars of how do you, how do you build your business? How do you build your infrastructure to be successful? So yeah, big breakthrough. Yeah, somebody, it made you cry. It's when you get emotionally involved with why you're doing what you're doing, and get very, very clear. I suggest those of you guys who actually did that exercise, good job, right? If you did that exercise and you just did it just to get it done, right? I would actually suggest you go back and do it over again, all right? And really get emotionally involved with it. Get really, dig deeper, right? Dig deep inside yourself, and just really try to, try to find that one thing that you can grab onto, right? And that's gonna, that's gonna be like that magnet. That's gonna be that something that's gonna pull you when the going is gonna get tough. When you hit a roadblock, right? When you hit an inevitable obstacle on your journey to success. Something, if you have that why that's strong enough, if you know exactly what you want and why you want it, right? If if you have that, just crystallized, if if you can close your eyes and you can see that, right? You can see that you can actually explain it to somebody else and they can get it, and they can actually see a crystal clear picture, right? I believe that you're going to be 80% there, right? But getting clarity is very important. Now, something else I want to talk to you about is this little thing called desire. Desire. What I see, and this is this to me, it sounds crazy. I don't understand it, but what I see is that some people start a business, right? Some people will start, let's say Empower Networker, Big Idea Mastermind, or they decide to become an entrepreneur, right? They think they got clear, right? But when it comes to actually doing things, and when it actually comes to following, following assignments and things like that, right? For some reason, they lack a desire to actually do the thing, right? They have the desire for the end result, but the desire to do what's necessary on a daily basis is not there. Okay. Now, what I had to do, my friends, is that in the beginning, when I was grinding, and I can talk to you from experience, and that's the only thing I can teach you is from experience, right? I cannot talk to you about theory. I cannot talk to you about, something that I read from the book. I can only talk to you about what I lived and what actually helped me, move me from, situation A to situation D, which is a lot better than situation A. You know what I mean? And so what I had to do for myself is I had to trick my mind, right? I had to goal set and really break. Here's what I did. You take your end result, right? You chunk it down, right? And so how I was able to trick my mind a little bit, because our mind, we don't, humans are by nature, we are, we're lazy. We don't want to do things that's hard. We want to do things that's easy, right? That's just human nature. And I don't care where you live, who you are. By nature, we just, we don't, if we had a choice between easy and hard, of course, what would you choose? All right, you would choose the easy thing, right? And so when it comes to building your business, and I said this, I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Building a business is a profession, all right? when you became a member of Empower Network Big Idea Mastermind, my friend, you became professional. And right now, you need to craft your, you need to you need to perfect your craft, right? You need to get really, really good at this skill, all right, at this craft, at your business building craft, right? So in order for that to happen, is there certain things need to happen inside of our minds, right, and how we do our things on a daily basis that would help us not lose that desire and not lose that motivation to get to that end result. Okay, and I hope I'm making sense to you guys here, right? But here's what I'm getting at. When I got started, I chunked my goals down, really broken down to the ridiculous, and and I knew what I needed to do on a daily basis, right, to hit my goal. And I explained that to you guys, in other video, or I think we had a webinar where I explained that to you guys. You can go back and you can watch it. But you when you do when you know what you need to do, like for example, when you guys go through the 15K formula, or you go through the 30-day to 10K program, right? Every single step should be a magnet for you to pull you forward, okay? To pull you and help you move forward without without losing that desire. So sometimes we think that we may know something. Sometimes that sometimes we how we talk to ourselves. And I heard this, somebody said, the two most dangerous words in the English language is I know, okay? When we say I know, we don't think that we need to do that thing, right? We think that we already know it. But desire to get the end result is you need to chunk it down and really, trick your mind for having that desire to do those small little things that we need to do every single day, right? Those little steps that we need to take on a daily basis that will lead up to the bigger thing. Now, something else, and of course, the opportunity is going to be there. We're going to be talking about that. But here's something else that I want to talk to you guys about. And again, just remind you, because I know we've been talking about this, but I just feel that a lot of people are not really taking this at the they're not just looking at this from a perspective that it needs to be looked at, right? And is that it's the thing called your mind, right? Our mind is like, it resembles the most fertile fertile soil, the most fertile field. And the thing is, when when I got myself a mentor early on in my business, and I'll just, guys, I'm gonna say it again, I'm nobody special. I was just fortunate enough to to come across the right people in my career, in my life, and I was just smart enough to listen to them. If a guy was earning $200,000 a month, to me that was like a gazillion dollars, and I wanted that, right? I said I'm gonna do, no matter what he tells me. Doesn't matter if I need to travel, doesn't matter if I need to go somewhere, if I need to be on a computer all night long, if I need to be on a phone call, doing phone call. I don't care. The guy has what I want, and I'm just gonna listen to him, right? And so he said, whatever whatever we say to ourselves, right? The seeds that we plant in our minds. And what are the seeds? Seeds are, is our thoughts, right? Whatever we're thinking about. It's like, our results, right? The money is a result, right? Is a result of the action, right? So it's like, if we can backtrack it, right? What we really want end result is, let's say, a better lifestyle. Let's say it's $10,000 a month income, right? Is your goal, right? Well, it's the result, right? What precedes that? Well, that precedes your action, the actions that you take, right? That I, yourself and myself, the actions that we take preceding that result, the end result, right? What precedes our actions, right? Well, it's our, how we feel, right? Our feelings precede our actions, right? What makes our feelings? Well, how we think, right? What is going to determine how you think is the information, the input that goes into, into our minds, right? The input. So the seeds that we sow is the end result that we're going to reap, right? So when you are building your business, And I would give anything for you folks listening to my voice tonight to really take this seriously and just take it to heart. All right, and just give it a try for the next I was gonna say a month, but it might be too long for some of you, right? I'd say give it a try for the next 7 days, okay, between now and the next Tuesday, okay, until we meet again a week from today, right? See if you can control your thinking. See if you can control your thoughts, okay? What are you thinking about, right? What are you, and most importantly, is what are you thinking about that is causing you to feel a certain way, okay? Uh, this stuff is, you know, I'm not going to try to explain it because quite honestly, guys, I don't, it doesn't matter, right, how that works, but it's what you think and what you feel is it's going to cause you to act in a certain way, okay? So for the next week, for the next 7 days, see if you can control every single day, right, how you feel and what you think about, okay? What information goes into your ears? What information goes into your eyes? What information do you take in? Okay, um, very important. Okay, the next thing is what something else I want to talk to you guys about is um, when what do we do? Okay, I actually want to ask you this because I do want to get some feedback from you guys as well. When you guys see a chat, okay, let me know what do you think that what is it that we're selling here? What is it that we're selling? When you guys can type, go ahead and just put in, what do you think that we're selling here in this business? The lifestyle, time, yourself, freedom, personal empowerment, financial education, okay, financial time, lifestyle, information, knowledge, blogging platform, we're selling knowledge, self-development, helping people, okay? And these are all right answers, folks, okay? No stress, future freedom, yep. These are all correct answers, okay? Can I suggest you something, folks? And this is, again, this is from what I have learned over the last 8 years of being in this industry. And here's the deal, folks, okay? If you take away everything I have right now, take away all my contacts, all my lists, take away the entire business from me, okay? And you say, Vic, here is 90 days, rebuild, see if you can rebuild this thing from scratch, okay? I have no doubt that I can do it, okay? Now, it's because of what I have learned over the last 8 years, okay? When it comes to the what are you selling, and it doesn't matter if you're in Empower Network, if Big Idea Mastermind, if you're promoting, it doesn't matter what you're promoting, okay? Anytime, here's the thing, something that's worth writing down, okay? Anytime when we are working with people, okay, when we're dealing with people, because every single dollar that you're going to earn is going to come from people, okay? We know that, yes? But every single time when we're dealing with people, okay, my friend, you are selling you, okay? You are selling you. You're selling yourself. How do you do that? How do you sell yourself, right? Well, product is not what people buy, okay? They pay money. They pay money for it, okay? They get it, but it's not what they buy. And this is deep, folks. I want you to understand this, okay? You sell you, especially in this business, okay? You're selling yourself. What more specifically, what do I mean by that, okay? It's your belief in your conviction in the product that you're selling, that people are buying, okay? Some of you need to write this down, okay? It's your conviction and your belief in the product or system, your personal belief in the product or system. That's what people are buying. Okay, so it's another thing to another thing that I can explain it to you is like this. Okay, when two people meet, okay, when two people meet together and they're talking, okay, one guy is gonna say, well, you know, I don't want this, I don't need this. Another guy is, is selling the thing, right? You know what? The person, and I learned this a long time ago, the person who is more confident and person who is more, what's the word I'm looking for? The person who is more certain, okay, certainty, right here. Person who is more certain will always dominate the conversation, okay? And it doesn't have to be just in sales, okay? Just on any topic, and you can test it for yourself. You can talk to your families. You can actually just kind of observe. Next time you see two people talking, or two people talking about different topics, or maybe arguing. Here's the thing: person with the most certainty about the topic, about the subject that's being discussed, will always dominate the conversation. Okay, and most likely, not 100% of the time, but I'd say like no, 95+% of the time, will have the outcome going in their way. Okay, how they want to go. Person with the most certainty. Okay, how do you do that? Okay, how do you do that? Well, you do that by number one, knowing exactly, you want to know ins and outs of exactly what you're selling. Okay, you want to know ins and outs of the company. And guys, we're going to be talking about Empower Network here because, we all promote, the vehicle is Empower Network for us. Okay, when you guys want to know a secret of how I am able to hold the number one position in Empower Network. Okay, folks, I'm not doing a lot of marketing. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'm not doing a lot of marketing just yet. I will be starting my campaigns here a little bit, and I'll be sharing with you guys exactly what I'm doing. Okay, when I start my campaigns, it'll be in September. Okay, when I start my campaigns, I'll actually share with you on these webinars. I'll share with you exactly what I'm doing. Okay, if you're in a diamond, I'll actually walk you through my campaigns and explain to you, why I do what I do. All right, so you can model it. Okay, now I'll do that for diamonds. I'll tell you what I do on these webinars, but if you're diamond, I'll actually explain to you why I do what I do, so that you not only see it, but you can actually understand it and you get it, right? Why I do what I do, when I do it. Okay, because time is important as well. Okay. But the reason, folks, the reason is because I believe that there is nothing that's more grounded. There is no other company on the internet that's more grounded. There is no other company that I resonate with more than Empower Network. Okay, my belief in Empower Network, in the founders of the company, right, is 100 out of 100. Okay, there is nobody that can tell me anything. Okay, there is no hater, there is no complainer, there is no naysayer, there is nobody who can tell me anything that will sway me. Does that make sense? Some of you guys need to hear this, okay? Because some of you guys are being, it's just like that, that little boat with no rudder, that little boat with just kind of floating on the water, and the waves are kind of bouncing it off, left and right, and there is no, it can go wherever the water is going to take it, right? Some of you guys need to get very, very excited about this opportunity, okay? Uh, Because and here's how you can test yourself. When you hear somebody talking about, what you're doing, somebody talking about Empower Network, and they're saying something negative about the company or whatever the case is, right? If that affects your thinking, if that affects your attitude, if that affects you emotionally, if that causes you to shift your emotions, right? If you become frustrated, or if you become angry, if you start to doubt, that's the worst thing ever, right? If you start to doubt what you do, game is over. Does this make sense, guys? Yeah, that's my Empower Network ring right here. This thing got like 240 diamonds. How many of you guys want to have this thing right here? We need you guys to be on stage getting your rings. And maybe this can be your motivation. I don't know, right? For some of you, maybe that can be your motivation. right? Guys, the awesome part is that, man, when you build that confidence, right? And that's why it's important to go to the event. That's why it's important to come to webinars. That's why it's important to listen to the inner circles, folks. I highly, I'll say this: it's a must. It's a must for you to listen to the inner circles. Okay, it's a must for you to get on the Monday nights calls. It's a must for you to learn and just really, figure out why do you promote this thing, right? Why are you with Empower Network as instead of with hundreds or thousands of other companies out there, right? Why did you choose Empower Network? Why are you here? And it can't be just because, well, I'll have these teachings and that will teach me how to promote on the internet, right? That's a surface level stuff. That's not gonna be. There is no grounding. There is no. You know what I mean? There is nothing that's gonna set your that's gonna ground you, right? There is no. You gotta put your stake in the ground. You're gonna say, this is it. This is my territory, and here is why, right? Do you know why you're here, right? So I think it's very important, folks, because for me, right, like I said, it doesn't matter what anybody says. I know what I'm doing, right? And so my confidence is 100 out of 100. Okay, so when I talk to people, it doesn't matter what they say, right? They feel that. They feel that. Okay, keyword here is they feel that. Okay, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it, right? And perhaps the most important thing is it's the feeling behind the words that you're saying. It's the feeling behind the email that you send out. It's the feeling behind your website. Okay, it's the feeling. It's you, the person behind the website. Okay, so and one of the something else I want to again remind you guys is that, listen, if you want to win, okay, my friend, never, never give up. Okay, never give up. There is no such thing as failure. There is only feedback. Okay, somebody else said that too. Okay, there is no such thing as failure. The only way you can fail is if you say, I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna quit this thing. All right, my friend. If you want this income rate, right? If you want to earn $1 million, you can. All right. It's at your fingertips. Paulo Barroso, can you jump on here, man? I don't know if you're muted. I don't see your video on here anymore.
Hey, Vic, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but I don't see your video. You might want to hit your video button.
Sure.
Because I want to talk to you, bro.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Yeah, I want to
had to
talk to you,
change
man.
locations. My kids are here.
How many of you guys don't know who Paulo Barroso is? Give me a quick eye. Some people, quite a few.
Some people. That's cool.
Yeah. Now you guys do. Yeah. Paulo Barroso, man. Paulo, when did you? What kind of? Let's give me a brief background on yourself. What did you do before
Well,
internet marketing? What was your background like? What?
I was a really bad, struggling internet marketer. I mean, a lot of people know my story, so I'll try to make it as short as I can. For the 8 longest years in my life that I've been trying to make it online, I failed and failed and failed again. And my biggest whys was to stay at home. I wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. I wanted to be with my kids. I wanted to retire my wife and just be with my kids, man. I've got 2 small kids. I wanted to see them growing. I wanted to be a full-time dad, and all I was a part-time dad because I worked like 12-hour shifts in London. I had to drive for an hour on the highway, there and back, and I would come home tired and broke. I used to get paid on the first of each month and be broke by the 10th, and I was on a good salary, but just due to bad investments that I've made, I was always broke, Vic, and I couldn't take a holiday. I haven't had a holiday for like a couple of years. I wanted to treat the kids to a nice holiday and all that. I couldn't do that, and I struggled for the longest time that I can remember. And what you've touched upon today with the mindset stuff and tricking your mind to believe you can succeed is really the key. I wasn't focused and I didn't believe in myself. I had a lot of self-doubts. I have a lot of self-limiting beliefs that I couldn't do it. But you know what? After meeting you and after doing the 30-day program, all those, I believe 2 years ago with Global Success Club, where I did your 30-day program, that was the changing, everything changed for me was when I changed my mindset. I started believing myself, and I told myself, I'm not going to give up this time because I used to start on things and then just give up. My focus was totally, I suffered from the shiny object syndrome. You know, I was just jumping always from things to things and I had no focus. It was really, man, until I came across you that I thought to myself, you know, what Vic is teaching me makes sense. I resonate with everything you said. And you're the only person that really taught me how to make money online because I failed miserably. I mean, I started making money with really until I met you. And it was a little bit in the beginning, I must say. It wasn't a lot. But I stuck with you because you're the only person, the only mentor I had that really taught me how to make money online. And it wasn't all about the traffic because in the beginning I came to you asking you for traffic. And it wasn't about that. It was about the foundations, creating the right foundations. And when you told me that I had to get the right mindset, that's what really hit me. And it changed everything for me. Guys, all you need doing is do the 30-day program that Vic has just started and everything will change. Sorry, Vic, I know you want to say something.
Yeah. What I want to know, man, is you know, I I did not make you successful, Paul, and you know that, man, because you know a lot of people started at about the same time when you started, right? But they're not here. And you were up on
Yeah,
stage in Denver getting how much? What was your check like? What the second quarter thing?
136,000, something like that.
$136,000 that you
Yeah.
made second quarter of 2013,
Yeah.
right? And guys, we're talking about incomes here. I gotta disclaim here. Results are not typical. You know, you can make 2 million, you can make zero, or anything in between. And I like to say it's because my results not typical because I'm not typical. Polo, you're not typical, right? You know, you're doing
Right.
things that typical people, and the typical people they're not here. And we talked about this stuff in the last webinar, right? Typical
Yeah.
people they're not here. Typical people they want to dip their toes and in just kind of on a surface level and just see what's gonna happen. And if I get it, then I'll go in and I'll get serious. And that's what typical people do. Uh, what I want to know, Paulo, is if you can talk about like is there anything specific, like how did you trick your mind? Is there something that that you did, something that you read that really resonated with you, something that made you shift your thinking, like can you pinpoint that to that one thing, or is it just a combination of things?
It was a combination of things really, but I was just so fed up with failing, Vic, and I've decided, I think it was a decision I
Mm.
made, and I can pinpoint that moment really when I came to Miami to meet you. I was still, un, I wasn't 100% sure will this be for me or not until I really made the decision to buy the ticket and meet you in Miami and go all in. So it was a lot of money for me at that time, but I've decided that I wanted to change my life. That was the deciding moment for me when I put my trust and my money and my time on this, and I decided to fly to United States, which was a country I've never been before, by the way, first time, to come and meet you. And I knew this was going to be the one for me. I knew that. Of all the programs that I've been, and believe you me, I've done hundreds. If you mention any program, Vic, I've done it. I've been there and I failed. I was just so fed up with failing, yeah. The deciding moment for me was when I came down to Miami and I went all in. I became a diamond and I've decided that I was going to do this and I'm going to be successful. And there was no plan B. I wanted to give up my work. I knew I was going to give up my work. My goal was to give up my work within 90 days. And guess what? I done that. I done that in April. I done that in actually 60 days. That was my goal. And then when I met you, and then when you told me that you believed in me, and obviously I was going to be on 100 grand a month person, you are the 100 grand a month person, you said to me, that just closed everything for me. It's like I tricked my mind, and then you kind of brainwashed me even further, if I can say that. I was totally convinced. No, there was no doubt. I'll tell you what, Vic, I didn't have to think about it too much. It wasn't even a split second. When you told me I was going to be 100 grand a month person, yeah, I believed you. It was a decision. I said to myself, this is what I want to do with my life, period. And believe you me, before that, I had no clue what I wanted to do. I wanted to make money online. I wanted to work from home, but I really had no purpose. What should I sell? What products to sell? I was doing ClickBank and all that, but I was very isolated and all that. But when I went to Miami, meet you guys and be surrounded by these wonderful people, all the diamonds and all that, and all the positivity stuff going on, I said to myself, this is the sort of people I want to surround myself with. You are the leader I want to look up to because I want to surround myself with the right people and all that. And it was a decision, really. I know I keep repeating myself, but it was a decision I made, and no one's going to take this away from me. I went as far as saying I'm going to do this or I'm going to die trying. As simple as that. So that was the decision I took. You know, that this was going to work for me, and I was totally convinced. There was no doubt in my mind whatsoever, no doubt. And guys, you can do it as well because we are all creators. We create our own reality. I know this sounds a little bit, la la land. And if you would have met me about a year ago, there's no way I would be speaking this way. But it is true. We are creators. We can create our own reality. And how I learn all this? I learn all this by reading, following Vic, doing all the stuff that he tells me to do. And I've got no special. We don't speak a lot on the phone, Vic. I don't have any secrets that Vic tells me. I just follow the exact steps that Vic tells me to do. He asks me to read books. I read every day. My rituals are every single morning when I wake up, I go and read a book. I think I'm reading Psycho-Cybernetics now for the third time. This book here
Did you say
changed my
third
life.
time?
Yes, third time. Third, sorry. It's changed my life. And every time I read it, I get something else out of it. So it was a combination of things really, Vic, but believing that this will work, it's a definite. You need to believe, there's no doubt. Please don't go and try things, because if you say the word try, I'm going to dabble on the $25 thing, and you got to try on the $25, you got to fail. Because then you got to jump to something else next week. I'll tell you what, if you can't make it with Big Daddy Mastermind and Empower, you can't make it anywhere else. It's my true belief. I tell you from the heart, and I'm being honest here, there's nothing better out there than what we've got here. Empower Network can change your life like it changed mine. I came into this deal thinking I'm going to stay under the radar, just make my money, retire my wife, and that's it. And look what's happened. Empower Network are really, really a leader's factory. They've asked me to step up. They've asked me to speak on stage. I'm touching people's lives. If you have told me that a year ago, that I would be speaking on stage in front of 6,000 people, live streaming, I would call you crazy. If you would have told me that I would have earned $239,000 from January until now, I would call you crazy. Again, income disclaimer, I'm not a typical guy, it's not a typical income. I'm not promising you that you got to make any money or a little money at all. It depends how hard you work, really. But the possibilities, it's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I'm nothing special. Like Vic says, I'm just a normal guy who just got really fed up. Just really, really fed up to not being able to see my kids grow and coming home late and they're already asleep, not spending time with them and not being able to take them to Disney World. This is what I am. I'm in Orlando now. I'm taking them to the parks. A big, huge dream of mine. Like Hawaii. It's another huge dream of mine where I wanted to go. My life dream was to go to Hawaii. And yet again, 2 months ago, I met Vic there and all the diamonds. We had a wonderful time there. We're like a family here. I don't even believe we're part of a business opportunity. We believe we are part of a movement, a family, a lifestyle. We inspire people. We can change people's lives. And you can do it too. You can become a leader. You can step up and change and inspire people. And I've grown so much as a person, and it's just an incredible, it's a journey, and I'm learning loads. I meet you guys all over the world every like 2-3 months, and I love that. I love the traveling, and it's all about believing. If you believe in yourself and you believe you can do this, you will succeed. As simple as that, you will succeed.
Well, let me ask you this: do you make phone calls? Do you contact people over the phone?
I do call. I tell you what, I don't cold call anybody, but the people that call me on Skype and ask me to return the call, I do call people back, yes. And I must say, it works really well for me when I do talk to people. But I don't call anybody. I don't cold call people. No, I don't.
When you get started, what if you don't, if you want to talk about this, you can. If you don't, that's fine too. But did you have did you invest a bunch of money to jumpstart your business? What was your?
Oh, not at all. If I'm being honest, I spent zero on advertising. All I did, Vic, and I'm being totally honest here, I started with Facebook. I started speaking to people, interacting with people on Facebook in groups. I would go into a group and without even spamming the group, I would just like people's comments, answer people's questions and all that, just interaction with people. I would go on Skype groups and just speak to people. And through my excitement, through my belief in Big Adi Mastermind, people would just think, okay, there's something going on with this guy. I don't know what's he on, but whatever he's having, I want that. You know what I mean? They thought, well, I don't know what's with this guy because of my enthusiasm. I believe in Big Idea Mastermind. So I wasn't talking to people like, yeah, no, well, I'm part of this deal. Yeah, I'm trying it at $25. Do you want to join me? No, I would say, listen, I've gone all in. I'm all in with this thing, yeah, and I believe in it 100%. It's got to change your life. It's changing mine. And I spoke with such conviction of this program, this wonderful program that we're part of, that people just resonate with me. They knew I was telling the truth. They knew I was speaking from the heart, and I wasn't some sort of an actor pretending I was making money, or was all about interaction with people. So when I first started, I spent $0 for 3 months, Vic. All I did was really I would go on Warrior Forum and again post a thread and just interact with people, answer people's questions, Facebook and Skype really. Just that's how I started.
Cool. And so and you made a few bucks and then you started to reinvest, or you don't spend
Yeah,
any
all
money
I
on
did.
ads right
I
now.
must say, in the beginning, the money that I was making, and then when obviously in March when Big Adi Mastermind fully launched, that's when I started with paid advertising, and I was just reinvesting my money 100%. I wasn't even taking any money out of the business. So if I would make 3, 4 grand or whatever in a week, I would just put that back into advertising by Facebook PPC to create more likes for my fan page. I was putting the money back into solo ads because I'm a big solo ad buyer, and I would put my money back into banner advertising. So I was basically reinvesting my my earnings, I should say, back into the business. I wasn't even drawing any money out. So for the first maybe I don't know month or two, I was just investing it all back into the business again, 100%. And I know we are taught by David Sharp to reinvest 20% of your earnings, but I was putting 100%. I was just reinvesting my whole profits back into the business again because I wanted it to grow, and therefore the reason why I done so well in the first 6 months was just was my strategy really was to put 100% back into the business, and I hope this makes sense to you guys.
Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing, folks. And Paul, like this, you're a perfect example. When you're building your business, you gotta do whatever you gotta do. You know, there is no cookie cutter. There is no such thing as, okay, for me to tell you, okay, just invest 15% or reinvest 15% and keep the rest 85% or whatever, right? Do whatever you got to do. When I got started in the business, I was reinvesting almost 100% also from the money that came in. I believe that the first $2,000 I made, I took like 1,800 or 1,900 of it and, reinvested back into the business. But here's the best part, guys. Here's the best part, man. And I'm so fired up. And ever since coming from Denver, I just been on fire, and I know, folks. Listen. You're watching this webinar tonight. We got over 600 people in the room. Uh, guys. Here's the deal. Okay. Make a decision that you will not be typical. We talked about it last time, right? Make a decision that you will do whatever needs to be done, and you will not accept anything else, nothing but the absolute best from yourself, okay? Here's why I'm telling you this. Guys, what we have seen so far, Paulo Barroso, you made over $200,000 since January, okay? A lot of you guys made a lot of money with Big Idea Mastermind and Power Network, okay? A lot of you guys just getting started. A lot of you guys will be making tons of money. Here's the best, coolest part, folks. What we have seen so far is nothing compared to what we're about to see here coming out in about 30 days or so now, right? When Empower Network ENV2 launches, right? When they open up the doors to the entire world, guys, I'm not, I'll be honest with you. Blogging for me was not. I never blogged for traffic. You know, I never blog for traffic. I don't know, Paul, do you blog for traffic, Paul? Okay. I blog, I mean, I got a blog, but it's just a value place for me, right? To where I give out value, right? And guys, it doesn't matter if you are, blogging for traffic or not, you can actually get, a lot of traffic through blogging. There's actually a module in 15K Formula in Empower Network that talks about blogging, that talks about free marketing, that talks about how do you, how do you get leads for free, right? I'm not really into that stuff, but it's there, right? So for those of you guys who don't have a lot of money, you can actually get leads and you can actually make, Justin Varengia, right? He is the dude that built his entire business from just blogging. He doesn't spend any money on marketing, right? He just blogs, right? So there is a formula, and that's explained in a 15K formula. There's a module, right, that shows you how to do that. But I'm not going to tell you not to blog, or I'm not going to tell you to blog, okay? You do whatever you need to do, but here's what I will tell you. As a marketer, you need to start, just decide that you're going to be, you will be the person of value. Paulo, what are you doing right now to prepare yourself for the bigger explosion? And let me explain this question a little bit more so that you guys start thinking about this. Okay, ENV2 is going to be launching. Okay, and Power Network version 2.0 is about to launch, folks. When that happens, okay, you need to be ready. Okay, you need to be ready. That's why if you're going through the 30 days to 10K program, guys, whatever is those initial steps, critical. Okay, critical. Get emotionally involved with that stuff. Really, really get that down. Okay, get that down. If you guys are just silver level or gold level, you guys are not up to the platinum or diamond yet. That's fine. Wherever you are, but I'm telling you, you gotta know the product inside and out. Okay, you gotta know, you gotta live and breathe this company, right? If this is your thing, you're gonna say, this is it. If Vic earned, a couple $1,000,000 in like 7 months, if Paulo Barossa earned $200,000, whatever the case is, you know what? I'm gonna blow them out of the water. I'm gonna earn $4 million in the next year, okay? Because you can. Okay, who am I to tell you that you cannot do something, right? Who am I to tell you to limit you and to tell you, okay, you can only earn so much, my friend? You can explode yourself. You can explode your business like you can't even imagine right now, right? But here is what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to your conviction in what you're doing. It's going to come down to your excitement about the business. It's going to come down to you knowing your game, you knowing the product you're selling inside and out. When this new version 2.0 comes out, folks, you better be ready. You better know, you better have your game figured out, all right? Because, my friend, people are going to be joining by the thousands, okay? I will be blogging for traffic, okay? With this new blogging platform, because you'll be able to blog from your cell phone, all right? I'll be able to blog from my, from my iPad, sitting in the airplane, right? Whatever the case is, right? Being on a boat. I mean, it's going to be so ridiculously easy, right? And so powerful that people who are looking at the power right now, and they're looking from a, with kind of a suspicious, being a little bit suspicious of the company, right? Well, what's the product? Well, is this just another blogging platform? Folks, those people will be getting in, all right? Now, if you, like I said, the person who is the most certain, okay, will dominate. Person with the most certainty will dominate, okay? I highly recommend for you guys to, whatever level you are, right, really master that product. Okay, if you're, if you're just, we don't have any basics here, but if you're in inner circle, listen to those audios, right? Experience it for yourself so that way you can talk to other people from your experience. You can talk to other people and they will feel what you feel, right? If you don't feel something, if you're talking about somebody, to somebody about something, about a particular feeling and you never felt it, they will never feel it, right? But this selling thing is it's just a transference of feelings. If you don't know your product inside and out, how can you sell it? How can you expect people to buy your product? Does that make sense? And folks, some people are saying, well, they're just preaching about going all in and going all in. I'll tell you, I went through the 15K formula twice, okay? From A to Z. I went through the master's course 3 times, all right? Do we have anybody here who actually went through the master's course 3 times here, folks? The reason I can talk about this stuff with the conviction that I have about the company and with the the products and the value and nobody can sway me is because I know the product. right? I know the value. I actually went through the product not once, not a couple times, right? Some products I went through multiple times, okay? I listen to Inner Circles on a daily basis, every single day, all right? I was just on a plane here. I was reading, you know, I took 3 planes to get to New York, if you can believe it or not, right? From South Dakota. But and I was listening, right? I was reading. That's what I was doing on the plane, right? Guys, when you do that stuff, your confidence level goes up a little bit, right? And the more you do it, the more confident you become. The more confident you become, the more rock solid you're going to be when it comes to business, right? And nobody will be able to persuade you, okay? It's going to be like somebody's going to try to throw a rock at you, right? And you have this glass bubble, right, around you, and it's just going to bounce off of you like it's nothing, right? And it's like you don't even know them. You don't even hear them. You don't even, you don't even pay attention to them, right? Nobody can tell me anything that can make me doubt what I'm doing. Okay? And guys, my vision is we're going to have the richest team in Empower Network. I said this, I'm going to say it over again, and we're going to have people who are going to be earning $500,000 per month. Okay? We're going to have people who are earning $100,000 per month. Paulo Barroso, you're going to be earning $500,000 per month, brother. Okay? We're going to have people like Miles who are just, who got his just getting started, and he is building his income to, I don't know what his income right now, but it's it's good 5 figures, right? And guys like Miles are going to be earning $200,000 per month. Somebody who's brand new, who just got started yesterday with us, you guys will be earning $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 per month in the next year like it's nothing. Okay, the cool thing, what really blows my mind is that when I was working at a job at a bank, right? When we work at a job, there is a ceiling. People pay you what you're worth. Here's something I want you guys to know. Okay, here's something I want you guys to think about, and let me see if I can explain it so you understand. Okay, so human body, if you can, human body, right? Our human body is divided into 2 income producing parts. Okay, our human body is divided into 2 income producing parts. There's 2 parts of our bodies that can produce income. Okay, the part that's neck down, from the neck down, right, this part right here, right, is going to produce $10 an hour, $15, $20 an hour for you. The part of your body that's from the neck up, this part right here, can produce millions. All right? Now, question for you. Which part of your body do you feed the most? Okay? Which part do you feed the most? Most people feed this part that produces $10 an hour. Okay? What you ought to do is you ought to feed this part right here. How do you do that? Information, motivation, inspiration. That's how you do it, folks. All right, that's how you do it, because it's like that. It's like that. You get charged up. All right, and the more charged up you are, right, it's like that magnetism, right? If I would have a magnet here, right, and yeah, check this out, right? This is the pen that I paid $1,000 for, and if you would, if somebody would tell me, 8 years ago, let's say, Vic, what do you think about paying $1,000 for a single pen? I would say, man, you're crazy, all right? But it's not, what I used to earn in a year, my friends, okay? What I used to earn in a year, I get that on a weekly basis, sometimes on a daily basis, okay? And again, not because I'm somebody special, but because of the information that I was putting into my noggin over the last 7, 8 years. Constantly, constantly, constantly. That's why I don't buy any excuses, folks. That's why no excuse is valid for me. No excuse, no excuse. There's nothing. There's no excuse that I will buy. Okay? I don't buy excuses because I know what it's like to be that broke. I know what it's like to not have $1 in my bank account, and I know what it's like to be on the opposite side of the fence. And I know that if I did it, if Paulo Barroso can do it, if other people can do it, so can you, my friend. All right? So can you. Nobody can tell you that you can't do something unless you allow them. Okay? Unless you take their advice and you internalize it. And you're not going to do that because you guys are not typical. You guys are on this webinar, over 605 of you. You guys are not typical, okay? And you guys will be the future of Big Idea Mastermind. You guys are here. You're going to be the future of Empower Network. when this thing goes up to the world and launches up to the world, guys, I hope you're ready. Know the product, okay? Know the company. Go to the events. Listen to the inner circles. Watch the recordings, right? Watch the event recordings. You know, if you can have access to that. If there is an event coming up, you want to be in the loop. You want to be in the game, right? And then people a year from now, okay, you're going to be up on stage getting your checks for $300,000 a month income that you're earning, right? And people are going to be looking at you and they'll be saying, hey, he is lucky. He is one special. She is somebody special, right? She is lucky. But you're gonna, you know what you're gonna tell them? You're gonna say, you know, I'm here today because of the stuff that I was doing over the last 12 months, okay, on a daily basis. My friends, you can all be great. You can all be on stage here in Empower Network. Hey, Paul, I got one more question for you, bro. One more question. When
Yeah, go.
when you what's your can you run down and kind of give everybody your do you have like a kind of like a daily ritual that you go through, or do you just kind of work whenever you want, or do you have like a certain? I'm curious. I didn't even know. But what do you do?
Sure.
What's your day look like?
That's a really good question, and I thank you for asking it. I do have a ritual. So, and again, I've learned this from you because I used to be all over the place. So my rituals in the morning are like this. Wake up in the morning. I, I say thanks to God for being, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything that I have. And I've been doing this for a while now. So I'm grateful for all the things that I've got right now in my life. I'm always grateful for everything that I've got. And I start my day by reading a book. So even before I open my laptop on and go into work, I start reading. And I do my reading for sometimes 30 minutes, sometimes up to an hour, depends how I feel. From from reading a book, and again, I go back to cybernetics. I'm reading that right now. I log into the Empower Network and I start listening to an inner circle audio. And again, I do that for up to an hour. So listen to that, and what I'm doing with that is I'm putting myself in the right frame of mind, in the right mindset, because after that I'm gonna start obviously doing my work, my income producing activities, and I need to be in the right frame of mind for that. So I won't even start to do any work whatsoever, any advertising or any work on my business until I do the mindset stuff. And lately now, for the last 2 days, even while I'm here on holiday, I've started to do your 30-day program. So I'm going to do that all over again, just like you said. So I do those three things. I read, I listen to an audio, and I'm doing your 30-day program. And then after that, I start advertising my business, and then I do my research on traffic because I like learning about traffic. So that's really my day. And again, after the last webinar where you told us specifically how to get uh, whatever opt-ins you need in order to get your income goal. My income goal now is $100,000 a month, and I need to get at least 100 to 200 opt-ins a day. So I just work towards that. I don't look at the sales. I look at getting my opt-ins. Used to be 100 actually, up until a week or so ago, and then I've decided I want to double that. So my goal now is 200 opt-ins a day. I work towards that, Vic. So I open my laptop at 12 o'clock when I start working, and I check get response at 12, and I check get response again maybe at 6 o'clock in the evening. And if I've got my 200 opt-ins, I've done my job for that day, and I shut my laptop and I go and learn something else. But my income producing activities needs to create 200 opt-ins for me every single day. And it's a science, because I know if I throw in 200 opt-ins into the funnel, I'm going to get the sales. And as simple as that. I don't look for sales, I look for opt-ins. So every single month, every single day, I work towards getting my opt-ins. And if you guys do the same, you will get those sales and you will achieve your goal income if you just do that. So that's what I do every single day.
Awesome, man. Awesome. You're the man, Paul. Proud of you, bro.
Huh. Thanks, man. It's hard work, but it's possible, man.
Now, when do you guys leave?
And everybody can
When
do
do you
it.
guys leave Florida?
Oh, we're here until the 23rd, the 23rd
Okay.
of August.
Cool,
But
cool,
I'm
cool.
going to see you in Vegas. I'm going to see you in Vegas next week. I'm flying out to attend the seminar, so I'm going to see you next week on Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be next Wednesday. Okay. Hey, speaking of Vegas, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? When Paul said Vegas, there's going to be a workshop we're doing with Nick. It's going to be a wealth creation workshop that we're doing, and there's going to be internet marketing segment in there as well. I will be sharing some actually specifically uh, traffic and conversions stuff there, but they raised the price. Nick's office, they raised the price for that thing. It doubled. Um, we have, I believe, about I don't remember how many tickets they sold, but what I was able, like, a lot of people actually emailed us, a lot of, and maybe some of you guys on this webinar, but I will be letting people know that uh, a lot of people have been asking for another window to get their tickets at a little bit of a discount. And so what I spoke with him today, and I told him to lower the price. So they agreed to bring the ticket price back from like 2,000 back to like it was $1,000 until tomorrow midnight, I believe. I'm not sure, but if you can actually go check there. If you guys want, for those of you guys who asked, I'm gonna put this URL right here. ultrawealthyworkshop.com. The tickets, they dropped it back to 1,000 until midnight tomorrow. Now they're processing all the ticket sales because they usually charge like 5,000 to 10,000 for this kind of stuff. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to I wanted to get him so that we can create a product that will be available for the Big Idea Mastermind Diamond people. And you guys can go there if you want to. There are still a few more spots, I guess, available, so they'll take a few more people in. Okay. Let's see. Another thing I wanted to live stream, folks. For the live stream, if there will be a live stream, which I doubt, but if there will be a live stream, it's not going to be free. It's not going to be discounted. It's going to be probably the same price, perhaps even more. I'm not sure. It takes a lot to do a live stream. I think it's like 17 or close to $20,000 to do a live stream alone. So if we do a live stream, like I said, I doubt it, but I'll let you know. If there's going to be one, I highly doubt it, though. Do we have, just curious here, how many of you guys actually would prefer to buy a ticket to live stream for the same price? I mean, the ticket price they're selling is $1,000. How many of you guys would like to buy the ticket for live stream at that price and attend it? Now, the thing with the live stream, folks, is this. If you do, it's first of all, I don't want to do a live stream, to be honest with you. I'm kind of opposing it because it is an NDA workshop, okay? At this workshop, there's going to be some material that will be handed out to you guys that people on the live stream will not be able to get, okay? It's very important for you guys to, if you want to go there, go, okay? Especially if you live in California, you can actually drive. If you live on the West Coast, you can actually drive to Las Vegas, right? The hotel room is like $100. Okay, there are other hotels around you can get for like $50, so that should not be an issue. Okay, but the thing is, the main reason there's two reasons I don't want to do live stream, and I'm kind of opposing it. Is number one is because it's an NDA. Okay, and it's going to be difficult to control people. People can share links and stuff like that for the live stream, and we don't want that. Second thing is there will be materials that will be given out at the live event, right? That you need to get. Okay. Materials that will be that cost a lot of money, and actually the information is probably worth more than what you pay for the actual workshop. So I want you guys to get that because that stuff is going to be given to you at the workshop for free, right? You don't have to pay for it. It's included in your ticket. But the disadvantage of the obviously of the live stream, if we do that, is that if you attend the live stream, there's going to be no, you won't get any of the materials that will be handed out at the workshop. Okay. Cool. Guys, I think what we're going to do here is we're going to wrap this up. What I'll tell you is this: How many of you guys, how many of you guys started 30 days to 10K program? Yeah, give me a quick eye. Okay, nice. If you did not, okay, get it. Find a way to get it because it's really, really good. Okay, we're starting out. It's broken down into three main parts. Okay, days number 1 through 10. It's going to be, it's getting clear, getting your intention set. It's preparing for mass domination. All right, it's and it's focusing on low cost marketing, little low cost and free marketing. Days 1 through 10. Okay, days 11 through 20 is going to be hardcore. Let's get it done. Let's make you a lot of money. And so that's, those are daily steps. Really, really focusing on, mass traffic generation and just really getting a lot of people to see your site. And this is perfect timing because Empower is about to launch, right, the big project. And so it's just perfect time, and everything comes together at the perfect time. And then stage 3 of the 30-day program is days 21 through 30. With that stage, we're really taking things to the next level. Of course, we're not abandoning any of the previous stuff. We're still adding, it's adding more steps, and it's adding more things, and focusing on leverage, right? Helping you leverage yourself, leverage your efforts, and at the same time position yourself as a leader in the community here, in this industry, so that people view you as somebody, not just as another marketer, but people can see you. And when people see your name, when people see your face out there on the internet, they will see you as an authority. Okay, there is a strategy, there is a science of how do you do that properly. All right, so that making money becomes easy for you. Right, people will want to contact you and they'll want to give you money, guys. I can't tell you. I mean, people hit me up on Facebook all the time. I don't even answer my private message on Facebook because there is way too many of them. I don't answer them. So if you're trying to get me on Facebook, wrong place. Okay, don't, it's not gonna work. But people hit me up on Facebook, folks. They're saying, hey, I want to join you. Give me a link, folks. That's the kind of effect that you want. All right. And I have no doubt. I have absolutely zero doubt. If you actually do what is presented to you in the program, if you actually get really, really serious and you say, I'm going to do whatever I need to do for today, and then for tomorrow, and then for next day, and it's giving you specific things, right? Folks, I have no doubt that people who go through that, they'll be the richest people in Empower Network, period. That's it, okay? Paulo, you went through something similar with the previous program.
Yeah,
Well, you gonna
I
say
just
something?
want to say that. Yeah, I just want to say that's the program that really changed everything for me. What make what made me successful really was following that 30-day program. And can I just say something, that that very first video that you've made and you've asked people to go back to lesson 1 in the 15K formula, can I just say this, guys, you need to do that. And for the ones online here tonight and you don't have the 15K formula, please go and get it. I know I don't want this to sound like I'm trying to sell this to you guys, but it really, really changed everything for me. And I'll tell you what's happened. I was listening to David Wood on that very first lesson, and he asked everyone just to write down their ideal day, what is their ideal income and all that, and I've done that. And I remember using my senses, my feelings, and how I would feel to open my back office and check the amount of money that I was making for the next for the next 90 days. And that amount that I wrote down on a piece of paper, by the way, because I wrote everything down, my goal. And I remember in 90 days I wanted to earn $150,000, and I wrote that down back in March, okay, because obviously I had access to the 15K formula, and my end date was the 31st of May that I would earn that money. And guess what? It happened on the 31st of May. I checked my back office and I actually earned 151,000. So I went over a grand, and my goal was 150. So it actually happened. And when I looked at it, I had to call Gerd. I had to call my other half and ask her, look, is this for real? Because, I had it written down, 150,000, and then I show her my Empower back office, and it said 151,000, and we were just looked like at each other, we were just laughing, gobsmacked. This stuff really works. So Guys, I really urge you to go and get 15K formula and follow it. And Vic was saying you watch it 3 times. I've actually watched it maybe 3 or 4 times. Certain modules I've actually watched 4 times. It's so, so important. And people in my team, they keep asking me for the secrets. They keep asking me for what's your traffic secret. This is all I do. I watch the videos, guys. And for the ones who've got that product, please go and watch it. You will learn there's a health of information there, and it's changed my life. I couldn't believe it. I'm telling you, I swear on my kids' lives, and I'm telling you the truth. That income that I've wrote down on a piece of paper that David Wood taught me on the first lesson, lesson number 1, I've done that. I've brought down $150,000, and it came through by May the 31st. I've actually made 151,000, and all he did is just create my belief system just went higher, another bar, another step higher, because of I've applied that. You've got to do the things that the videos tell you. You've got to listen to Vic. And just do this, guys. Anything that Vic says, yeah, just pretend it's true. I know this is hard. Sometimes you've got doubts and you self-doubt yourself. Do not doubt yourself. Do not doubt Vic. Just believe that everything that man tells you, yeah, that is true, and do it. Go and do it. And I tell you what, if you're consistent, you follow it, and if you don't give up, you can do it. How do I know this? Because I never give up. And I've done it, guys. You can do it as well. You've got to listen to Vic, though. Just brainwash yourself. Just trick your mind, trick your brain to believe that this is the right thing to do, and you can do it. I really believe you can do it because I've done it, and so did Miles, Stephen Munson, and so many others here, Tony Profit, and so many others here on this webinar tonight, because they followed Vic's instructions. Really, when Vic speaks, I listen, I shut up and listen, and then I go and apply it. I don't doubt the guy. I just go and do it. And if you guys do that, you've got everything in your power, yeah? You've got all the videos now. And please, 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 one last thing, follow the 30-day program, and it's changed my life. I'm doing it again because I'm pumped. Vic has updated this 30-day program. I'm over the moon. I can't sleep.
Oh, dude, this
I
30-day
really can't sleep. I'm
program is
excited.
going to be, this one is going to be much more powerful than the previous one we had, man. The previous one we had, it was good. This one is going to be nothing compared to that one, man.
Oh man,
I'm pumped about
I
this.
can't wait.
Continued education is important, folks, and learning. I mean, I'm in New York. I just got to New York here. Tomorrow I'll be hanging out with guys. The 25 Joe Polish and his crew, his gang. These are guys. There was actually a minimum requirement. You have to earn minimum of $1 million per year net to even be invited to this mastermind, or even be able to get a ticket here. These guys everybody pays $25,000 to come hang out. And I'm here because I want to expand my, I want to get more information for myself, right? I want to upgrade my skills. I want to upgrade my knowledge. And so you always want to learn from people who are, higher than you are. These guys have access. There are some people going to be in the room tomorrow who are billionaires. They're multi-billionaires. Richard Bransons and people who hang out with those kind of guys, right? I want to learn from them, right? My income is, I want to take my income to the next level. I want to reach my goals, folks. It's important for me to study and hang out with people who are way more successful than I am. And that's how you do it, man. That's really the secret to success, is you hang out with people who are way more successful than you are. You do what they do, you listen, and you adopt their methods, you adopt their strategies, you adopt their ideas, and make it your own. Put it to work and take action on stuff. Guys, I love you. Thank you for watching this webinar. Appreciate you all. We'll be back here again next weekend, or next Tuesday. If you guys do want to get a ticket to the Vegas thingy, I did not check this site, but if you go there, Ultra Wealthy Workshop, I think the price should be back to $1,000 because I talked to Nick today. But it's going back to $2,000 tomorrow midnight. So if you do want to, get your ticket if you missed out, I know some people emailed. That's the only reason I had them to drop it down. If that's you, get it right now. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. Paulo, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Keep rocking, brother. Have a good vacation. Say hi to your wife, to your kids, and I'll see you guys around.
Will do. Take care, man. See you later, guys. Love you.